The door rattled violently as fists pounded against it. Zara Bennett pressed her back against the wall, breath caught in her throat as the banging grew more frantic. Her small apartment in Newark's ironbound district wasn't the safest, but she'd never had anyone beat on her door like this at 2 a.m. "Please." The voice was male, rough, desperate. "They're coming." Gunshots cracked through the night air, 3 sharp reports that made Zara's pulse race. Her hand trembled on the doorknob. Every survival instinct screamed not to open it. Don't get involved, don't be stupid, but the desperation in that voice. She yanked the door open. A man stumbled inside, blood seeping through his white dress shirt. 4 buttons hung open, revealing a dark tattoo curling up his neck. A tiger mid-strike, all black ink and deadly grace. His dark eyes fixed on her, wide with shock that she'd actually opened the door. "Lock it," he commanded, voice tight with pain. Zara slammed the door shut as footsteps thundered up the stairwell. Her life had just changed forever. Seokjin Kwon had made countless enemies in his 38 years. Running the largest Korean syndicate on the East Coast meant blood on your hands and targets on your back. Tonight, his second-in-command's betrayal had caught him off guard, and now he was bleeding in a stranger's apartment. The woman who'd saved him was stunning. Deep mahogany skin, natural hair in a hasty bun, curves visible through her Howard University t-shirt. She stared at him with wide brown eyes frozen by her door. "You need to hide," Zara whispered. "They're right outside." Seokjin's vision blurred slightly. The bullet had grazed his side. Painful, but not fatal. He'd had worse, but blood loss was blood loss, and he'd been running for 20 minutes through Newark's industrial sector before finding this building. Footsteps stopped outside her door. A fist pounded once, twice. Zara's gaze darted between Seokjin and her bedroom. Without a word, she grabbed his arm and pulled him toward the small space. He bit back a groan as pain flared through his ribs. She shoved him toward the closet. "Get in, don't make a sound." He wedged himself between hanging clothes that smelled like cocoa butter and vanilla. Through the crack in the door, he watched her straighten her shirt, take a breath and walk back to the apartment entrance. She opened it with remarkable composure. "Can I help you?" "We're looking for someone." The voice was rough, accented. "Korean man, bleeding." "You see him?" "At 2 in the morning? I was asleep until you started banging on doors." Zara's voice held just the right amount of irritation. "You woke up half the building. You live alone? That's none of your business." Steel entered her tone. "You got a warrant? Badge? Anything that gives you the right to ask me that?" A pause. Seokjin gripped the gun tucked in his waistband, ready to shoot his way out if necessary. But then the voice retreated. "Sorry for the disturbance." The door closed. Zara locked it, slid the chain, then stood there trembling. After a full minute, she moved to the bedroom. "They're gone," she breathed. "For now." Seokjin emerged from the closet, reassessing this woman who'd just lied to armed men without hesitation. She crossed to her nightstand, grabbed her phone. "I'm calling 911. "No." He stepped forward despite the pain. "No police. You're shot." "Grazed, I've had worse." He pressed his hand against his side. "You have a first aid kit?" This is insane. But she was already moving to her bathroom, pulling out a white box from under the sink. "Sit on the bed before you pass out." Seokjin lowered himself onto her bed, the floral comforter incongruous with the violence of the night. Zara returned with supplies, her hands steadier now that she had a task. "Shirt off." He unbuttoned the remaining fastenings, shrugged out of the ruined fabric. Her eyes widened slightly at the full tiger tattoo stretching from his collarbone up his neck, at the lean muscle and old scars mapping his torso. "You're with the mob." Not a question. Something like that. He watched her face for fear, disgust, regret, saw only focus as she cleaned the wound with efficient movements. "This needs stitches, real stitches, from a hospital." "I know people who can handle it. Tomorrow." He inhaled sharply as she applied antiseptic. "What's your name?" "Zara Bennett." She pressed gauze against his side, began wrapping medical tape. "And you're going to tell me why men with guns are hunting you through Newark at 2 a.m. Business disagreement. Try again." He studied her, mid-20s, confident despite her fear, intelligent eyes that missed nothing. She'd saved him without knowing who he was, what he did. That kind of courage was rare, dangerous for her. My name is Seokjin Kwon. I run... He paused, chose his words carefully. I'm in charge of certain operations in this area. Tonight someone I trusted decided to remove me from that position. So a coup. She finished bandaging, stepped back. And now you're bleeding in my bedroom. Now I'm in your debt. He met her gaze directly. You saved my life. I opened a door. That's all. In this world, that's everything. Seokjin pushed to his feet, testing his balance. Stable enough. Those men will come back when they realize they didn't find a body. They'll canvass every apartment, question everyone. Zara's face paled. I told them I live alone, which they'll verify. He could see her mind working, understanding the danger she'd placed herself in. They'll know you lied. They'll want to know why. Great. She sank onto the bed he'd just vacated. So I saved you and signed my own death warrant. No. The word came out harder than intended. I protect what's mine. You're under my protection now. I'm not yours. You became mine the moment you opened that door. Seokjin retrieved his phone from his pocket, thumbed through contacts with his non-injured side. Do you have somewhere safe to go? Family out of state? I have my grandmother in Atlanta, but pack a bag. You leave tonight. I have a job, an apartment, a life. Zara stood, squared her shoulders. I'm not running because of your business problems. Those business problems will put a bullet in your head. Then I guess you better solve them quickly. She crossed her arms. I didn't save you just to abandon everything I've built here. Seokjin wanted to argue, to force her into safety, but he recognized the steel in her spine, the determination in her stance. She was terrified but refusing to show it, brave, foolish, captivating. His phone buzzed. A text from Jay, his head of security. Found Minho's location. Ready when you are. I need to go, Seokjin stated. Handle this situation before it escalates. You can barely stand. I fought through worse. He moved toward her door, each step measured to hide his pain. Lock this behind me. Don't answer for anyone until morning. I'll have someone watching the building. Wait. Zara grabbed a clean t-shirt from her dresser, held it out. You can't walk out there covered in blood. He took it. Their fingers brushed and electricity sparked between them. Her breath hitched slightly, eyes widening. Seokjin felt it too, an unwanted, inconvenient attraction to this woman who'd shown him unexpected mercy. Thank you, he murmured. Don't thank me yet. Just don't die out there. He pulled on her shirt, soft cotton that smelled like her, and slipped out into the hallway. As her door locked behind him, Seokjin made himself a promise. He would eliminate this threat, and then he would figure out what to do about Zara Bennett, the woman who'd saved his life and stolen something far more dangerous. His attention. Zara didn't sleep. By 9 a.m. her buzzer rang. Ms. Bennett. Delivery. She approached cautiously. I didn't order anything. It's from Mr. Kwon, ma'am. Zara's stomach flipped. She buzzed him up, waited by the door with her phone ready to dial 911. A young Korean man appeared, carrying multiple shopping bags and a garment bag. I'm Jay, Mr. Kwon's head of security. He bowed slightly. May I come in? She stepped aside, watched him enter her modest apartment with the same professional assessment Seokjin had shown. Jay set the bags on her kitchen counter. Mr. Kwon wanted to ensure your safety and comfort. There are clothes here since yours were damaged last night. My clothes weren't damaged. And groceries, since you'll need to stay inside today. Jay continued, as if she hadn't spoken. I'll be stationed outside your building. If you need anything, call this number. He handed her a card with a single phone number printed on it. I don't need a babysitter. You need protection. Jay's expression remained neutral but firm. The men who came here last night work for the Cheong faction. They're thorough. They will return. Zara's defiance wavered. Is Seokjin okay? Something flickered in Jay's eyes. Surprise, maybe. That she'd used his boss's first name. He's recovering. The situation has been addressed. What does that mean? It means you're safe, for now. Jay moved toward the door. Mr. Kwon will visit tonight to discuss next steps. Please, Ms. Bennett, stay inside. After he left, Zara explored the bags. Designer jeans in her exact size, silk blouses, comfortable athleisure, expensive groceries, Real butter, premium coffee, fresh vegetables, and in the smallest bag, Korean snacks and a note in elegant handwriting. You saved my life. Let me preserve yours. Skye. She should be angry, insulted. This was controlling, presumptuous. But underneath the irritation, something else bloomed. He'd noticed her size, her preferences. He cared whether she ate well, stayed comfortable. No one had taken care of her like this since her mother died 3 years ago. Seok-jin arrived at 8 p.m., looking nothing like the bleeding man from last night. He wore all black, dress pants, a fitted shirt with those same 4 buttons undone, revealing the tiger tattoo. His hair was styled back, face clean-shaven, moving with barely a hint of his injury. Zara opened the door before he could knock, having watched his black Mercedes pull up from her window. You should ask who it is before opening, he stated. Jay texted me you were coming. She stepped back, let him enter. The apartment seemed smaller, with his presence filling it. You look better. I heal quickly. His gaze travelled over her, lingering on the silk blouse she'd chosen from his gifts. Dark plum against her mahogany skin. It suits you. Thank you for the clothes, and the food, and the bodyguard I didn't ask for. You saved my life. This is nothing. He moved to her window, scanned the street below with practiced efficiency. The situation has been handled. Minho won't be a problem anymore. Zara didn't ask what that meant, didn't want to know. So the men looking for you have been discouraged from continuing their search. He turned back to her. But the Cheong family won't forget easily. They'll be watching for any weakness. And I'm a weakness. You're a complication. His eyes darkened. One I can't quite figure out how to resolve. You could leave me alone. Pretend last night never happened. We both know that's not an option. Seok-jin stepped closer, and Zara's breath caught. They saw this building. They'll remember the woman who answered her door. Eventually, they'll connect you to me. So what are you suggesting? I'm suggesting you let me protect you properly. His hand lifted, fingers ghosting along her jaw. The touch was light, electric. Move into a secure location. Let me ensure your safety, until this settles. Absolutely not. Zara stepped back, breaking the contact. I'm not some damsel who needs rescuing. No. A slight smile curved his lips. You're the woman brave enough to save a stranger, foolish enough to challenge me, strong enough to refuse my help even when you need it. I don't need— Yes, you do. The smile vanished. Pride won't stop a bullet, Zara. Hearing her name in his accented English made her stomach flip. What exactly are you offering? There's a property in Jersey City, secure building, penthouse level. You'd have your own space, your own life. I'd simply ensure nothing threatens it. In exchange for what? His gaze intensified. Nothing. This isn't a transaction. This is me honoring a debt. Zara studied him, this dangerous man offering protection like it was simple, like moving her into his world wouldn't change everything. But she wasn't naive. She understood the implications. If I agree to this, she said slowly, I need ground rules. I'm not some mistress or trophy. I keep my job, my independence, my life. Agreed. And you tell me the truth. No more vague answers about business and situations. Seok-jin's jaw tightened. Some truths are dangerous. I'm already in danger. I'd rather face it informed. A long moment passed, then he nodded. Ask your questions. What do you really do? I run the Kwon family operations. Import-export on the surface. Less legal activities underneath. His honesty was surprising. Gambling, protection, information brokering. I don't touch drugs or trafficking. I have standards. You're a crime boss with ethics. I'm a second-generation immigrant trying to honor my family's legacy while surviving in a ruthless world. His expression hardened. My grandfather built this organization from nothing. My father expanded it. I'm simply maintaining what they created. By shooting people who betray you. By protecting what's mine with whatever force necessary. He stepped closer again, and this time Zara held her ground. Minho betrayed our family, sold information that could have destroyed us. That can't go unpunished. So you killed him. I eliminated a threat. No remorse in his voice. The same way I'll eliminate any threat to you. Zara should be horrified. She'd taken an oath to heal, to help. This man dealt in violence and vice. But looking into his dark eyes, she saw something else beneath the ruthlessness: loneliness, burden. A man trapped by legacy and loyalty. When would I move? She heard herself ask. Relief flashed across his features. Tomorrow I'll have Jay arrange everything. I need to give notice at work. You'll keep your job. I'll have a driver take you to and from the nursing home. He anticipated her protest. Non-negotiable. Your safety requires precautions. Fine, but I pay my own bills, buy my own groceries, live my own life. Agreed. His hand lifted again, this time cupping her cheek fully. Thank you. For what? For trusting me when you have every reason not to. The moment stretched between them, charged with possibility. His thumb traced her cheekbone, and Zara's eyes fluttered closed despite her better judgment. When she opened them, he'd stepped back, the professional mask returning. I should go. You'll need to pack. He moved toward the door, then paused. Zara? Yes? I meant what I said. You're under my protection now. That means something in my world. After he left, Zara leaned against the closed door, pulse racing. She'd just agreed to move into a penthouse owned by a Korean crime lord. She'd just let him touch her face like she was something precious. She'd just made a choice that would change everything. And the terrifying part? She didn't regret it. The penthouse was obscene. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Hudson River, marble floors, furniture that cost more than Zara's annual salary. Her bedroom alone was larger than her entire Newark apartment. This is too much, she breathed, standing in the living room while Jay directed movers with her meager belongings. This is secure. Seok Jin emerged from what she assumed was his office, dressed casually in dark jeans and a fitted black t-shirt. Still devastating. Your room is on the east side. Mine's on the west, completely separate spaces. We're living together. We're sharing a secure location. He moved to the kitchen, began preparing tea with practiced movements. There's a difference. Is there? Zara accepted the cup he offered, recognized the jasmine scent. Your guards are outside my door. Your cars drive me to work. Your money paid for everything in this apartment. Penthouse, that's not helping your case. A slight smile. I'm not trying to control you, Zara. I'm trying to keep you alive. While controlling me. While protecting you. He set his own cup down, crossed to where she stood by the windows. The Cheong family lost face when Minho failed. They'll be looking for ways to strike back. Anyone associated with me becomes a target. So I'm bait. Your precious cargo. The words hung between them, heavy with meaning. And I protect what's precious. Zara's pulse quickened. Over the past week, she'd seen Seok Jin nearly every day. He'd bring Korean food to share, teach her phrases in his language, ask about her work with genuine interest. The crime lord facade would slip, revealing a man who'd been forced into this life by family obligation, who carried the weight of hundreds of employees and their families. She was falling for him, and that was dangerous. I should unpack, she murmured, needing space. Zara. His hand caught her wrist, gentle but firm. Have dinner with me tonight, not here, out. Like a date? Like two people sharing a meal. His thumb traced circles on her inner wrist, right over her racing pulse. Unless you'd prefer it to be a date. I don't date criminals, and I don't date civilians, but his eyes said otherwise, so we'll call it two people enjoying each other's company, neutrally. She shouldn't agree. This was already too complicated, too dangerous, but his touch made her crave more. His attention made her feel seen in a way she'd forgotten was possible. Where? There's a Korean restaurant in Fort Lee, family-owned, completely secure. You'll love the kimchi jjigae. I don't even know what that is. Kimchi stew, trust me. He released her wrist, stepped back. 7 p.m.? Fine, but I'm paying for my own meal. We'll see about that. The restaurant was small, intimate, filled with the scents of garlic and sesame oil. The owner greeted Seok Jin like family, his wife fussing over them both as she led them to a private room in the back. She thinks you're my girlfriend, Seok Jin translated after a rapid Korean exchange. What did you tell her? That you're someone important. He held her chair, a gesture so old-fashioned and sweet it made her chest ache. Someone I'm trying to impress. Is it working? His gaze locked with hers. You tell me. The meal was incredible. Seok Jin ordered several dishes. teaching her to wrap sesame to mix her bibimbap properly, to appreciate the complex flavors of doenjang jjigae. His grandmother had taught him to cook, he explained. Food was love in Korean culture. "Tell me about your family," Zara said, savoring the kimchi pancakes. "My grandfather came to America with nothing, built a small import business that grew into something larger. My father expanded it, made connections, grew the family's influence." Seok Jin's expression shadowed. "They died when I was 25. Car accident. Suddenly, I was in charge of everything." "That's so young." "Old enough in our world." He refilled her tea. "I had to prove myself quickly, make hard choices. Some I regret." "Like what?" "Like pushing away anyone who might distract me from duty, like closing myself off from anything that might be used as weakness." His hand found hers across the table. "Like denying myself the possibility of something real." Zara's throat tightened. Until a brave woman opened her door at 2 a.m. and reminded me what courage looks like." She turned her hand, threading their fingers together. "I'm not brave, I was terrified. You were both, that's what makes it courage." His thumb stroked over her knuckles. "I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. Seok Jin, I know this is complicated. I know I'm dangerous for you, but I can't." He paused, jaw working. "I can't pretend I don't feel this, don't feel you." Her heart hammered. This was the moment, the choice. She could pull back, maintain the professional distance, or she could leap. "I don't want you to pretend," she whispered. His eyes flared. Before she could reconsider, he rose, pulled her to her feet and kissed her. The world narrowed to his mouth on hers, firm and demanding but somehow gentle. His hand cupped her neck, thumb tracing her jaw as he deepened the kiss. Zara's hands found his chest, felt his heart racing as fast as hers. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, Seok Jin pressed his forehead to hers. "I promised myself I wouldn't do that," he breathed. "I'm glad you broke that promise. This changes things, I know. You'll be a target now, a real one." "I was already a target." She pulled back enough to meet his gaze. "And I choose this anyway, I choose you." Something in his expression cracked. Vulnerability she'd never seen before. "You shouldn't." Too late. He kissed her again, and Zara let herself fall. Into his arms, into this dangerous world, into feelings that terrified and exhilarated her in equal measure. They left the restaurant hand in hand, Seok Jin's security trailing at a discreet distance, but as they reached his car, his phone buzzed. He checked it, and his entire demeanor changed. "What's wrong?" "Get in the car, now." He practically pushed her into the back seat, slid in beside her. "Drive. Fast." "Seok Jin, you're scaring me." "The Cheong family just took your grandmother." The world stopped. "What?" "They grabbed her from her home in Atlanta an hour ago. Left a message." His jaw clenched. "They want to trade. You for her." Zara couldn't breathe. Her grandmother, the woman who'd raised her after her mother died, who'd sacrificed everything for Zara's education, who called every Sunday without fail. "Then we trade," she stated. "Me for her." "Absolutely not. She's 70 years old. They'll kill her. And they'll kill you." Seok Jin gripped her shoulders. "This is what I was afraid of. This is why getting involved with me is dangerous." "Then fix it." Tears streamed down her face. "Use your connections, your power, whatever you have. Get her back." "I will." His voice turned lethal. "But not by trading you. I have another way." "What way?" "One that ends the Cheong family's threat permanently." He pulled her against his chest, held her as she shook. "Trust me, Zara. Please." She wanted to. God, she wanted to. But her grandmother's life hung in the balance, and trusting a criminal to save her felt like the ultimate gamble. "Promise me," she whispered against his shirt. "Promise me she'll be okay." "I promise." He tilted her face up, eyes burning with determination. "You're mine now. That means your family is mine to protect, and I always protect what's mine." The next 12 hours were the longest of Zara's life. Seok Jin had locked down the penthouse, posted guards at every entrance, and disappeared into his office with Jay and several men she didn't recognize. She could hear them speaking rapid Korean, the occasional English word: hostage, location, strike team. Her phone rang at 3 a.m. Unknown number. "Don't answer it," Seok Jin commanded from the doorway. "It could be them. It could be about my grandmother. Which is exactly why I need to hear it too." He crossed to her, held out his hand. "Speaker." Zara accepted the call, hands trembling. "Hello, Ms. Bennett." The voice was male, Korean accent thick. "Your grandmother is enjoying our hospitality, for now. Let me talk to her. Let me know she's okay." A pause, then her grandmother's voice, thin with fear. "Zara, baby, don't you dare. Nana." Tears blurred Zara's vision. "I'm going to get you out." "Enough," the man returned. "You want her alive. Come alone to the address I'm texting. You have 2 hours. Bring anyone, she dies. Call police, she dies. Tell your Korean boyfriend she dies." The call ended. A text appeared with an address in Brooklyn. Zara looked at Seok Jin. "I have to go." "No." His voice was absolute. "This is a trap. They'll kill you both." "Then what do you suggest?" "Let them kill her while I hide here. I suggest you trust me." He cupped her face, forcing her to meet his eyes. "I have men at that location. I know the building. Old warehouse. Chong family uses it for interrogations. I've already deployed a team." "How?" "Because I knew they'd call. I knew they'd use her as bait." His thumbs wiped away her tears. "I've been planning this extraction since the moment I learned they took her. You should have told me. I'm telling you now." He pressed a quick, hard kiss to her lips. "Stay here. Jay will keep you safe. I'm going to get your grandmother back." "No." Zara gripped his wrists. "You could die. This could be a trap for you." "It definitely is," a grim smile. "But I'm counting on that. While they're focused on killing me, my team extracts your grandmother. That's suicide. That's strategy." He pulled away, began checking a gun she hadn't noticed before. "I've been doing this a long time, Zara. Trust me." "I trusted you before, and my grandmother got kidnapped." The words hung between them, sharp and accusatory. Seok Jin's expression shuttered. "You're right," he said quietly. "This is my fault, my world, my enemies, my consequences. Which is why I'm the one who fixes it." "Seok Jin, I'll bring her back." He moved toward the door, paused without turning. "And then you can decide if you still want any part of this, of me." "Wait." Zara ran to him, grabbed his arm. "I didn't mean—" "Yes, you did. And you're right." He turned, and the vulnerability in his eyes broke her heart. "I've brought nothing but danger into your life. Your grandmother's in danger because of me. You're in danger because of me. I knew the risks. You couldn't have." His hand traced her cheek one last time. "But I did. I knew, and I pursued you anyway because I'm selfish, because I wanted you too much to let honor stop me. I wanted you too. Which makes us both fools." He leaned down, pressed his forehead to hers. "I love you. I know it's too soon, too complicated, but I need you to know. Whatever happens tonight, I love you." Zara's breath caught. "You can't just say that and leave." "I can, if it might be my last chance." He kissed her, deep and desperate. "Stay here. Stay safe. If I don't come back..." "Don't talk like that." "If I don't come back," he continued. "Jay has instructions. You'll be protected, provided for, your grandmother too. I've made arrangements. I don't want your arrangements. I want you to come back. Then pray I'm as good as I think I am." One last kiss, quick and fierce. "Sarange, Zara. I love you." He was gone before she could respond, the door closing with terrible finality. The waiting was torture. Jay wouldn't let her leave, wouldn't tell her anything beyond "the operation is in progress." She paced the penthouse, watched the clock, imagined every horrible possibility. At 5:47 a.m., her phone rang. Seok Jin's number. "Hello." "Baby," her grandmother's voice, shaky but alive. "Baby, I'm okay. We're okay." Relief crashed through Zara so hard she collapsed to her knees. "Nana. Oh, God." "Nana. This young man got me out, said you sent him. Put him on." Rustling, then Seok Jin's voice, rough with exhaustion. "We're 10 minutes away." "Are you hurt?" "Nothing that won't heal." A pause. "I kept my promise." "Thank you." The words felt inadequate. "Thank you for bringing her home. Thank me in person." When they arrived, Zara met them in the lobby. Couldn't wait for the elevator. Her grandmother looked exhausted but unharmed, wrapped in a blanket despite the summer heat. She grabbed Zara in a fierce hug. "Thought I'd never see you again," she whispered. "I thought I'd lost you." Zara pulled back, examined her. "Did they hurt you?" "Scared me more than anything. But this young man and his team got me out before." She looked at Seok Jin, who stood a respectful distance away. Blood stained his shirt, his white dress shirt, those 4 buttons undone again, the tiger tattoo visible. "You the one my grandbaby's been protecting?" "Yes, ma'am." "The one who brought all this danger?" "Yes, ma'am." Seok Jin met her gaze directly. "I take full responsibility." Zara's grandmother studied him for a long moment, then surprisingly nodded. "You also the one who risked your life to save mine?" "Yes, ma'am." "Then I suppose we're even." She turned to Zara. "Can we go upstairs? I need to sit down." They rode the elevator in silence. Jay had prepared the guest room, and Zara's grandmother disappeared to rest, leaving Zara alone with Seok Jin. "You're bleeding," she observed. "Grazed, like before." He started to turn away. "I should clean up." Zara caught his hand. "Thank you for keeping your promise, for risking everything." "I told you, you're mine to protect." His thumb traced her knuckles. "Your family is my family now. Is it over? The Cheong threat?" "The leadership is no longer operational. Their organization will fracture, turn on itself." His eyes hardened. "They won't threaten you again." She should ask what that meant, should demand details about what had happened in that warehouse. But right now, all that mattered was that her grandmother was safe, that Seok Jin had come back. "You told me you loved me," she whispered. "I did." "Did you mean it? Or was it just fear? Adrenaline?" He pulled her close, one hand cradling her face. "I meant every word. I love you, Zara Bennett. I love your courage, your strength, your stubborn refusal to be afraid of me. I love how you see past what I do to who I am underneath. I love you too." The words felt like jumping off a cliff. "Even though you're dangerous, even though your world is violent, even though you drive me crazy with your controlling protective instincts." His lips curved. "Even though?" "Because of all of it." She rose on her toes, kissed him. "You're mine now, too. That means you don't get to run into danger without me knowing. No more sacrificial plans." "I can't promise. Promise anyway." "Fine. I promise to try." He kissed her again, deeper. "Does this mean you're staying? You and your grandmother?" "Are you asking me to?" "I'm begging you to." His forehead pressed to hers. "I know I don't deserve it. I know I've brought nothing but chaos. But I'm asking anyway." "Then yes, we're staying." Zara smiled through tears. "But Nana gets her own room, and I'm going back to work, and we're doing this on my terms too, not just yours. Agreed, anything you want. I want you." She pulled him toward her bedroom. "Right now I need to feel you alive, real." His eyes darkened. "Zara, don't argue. For once, just let me have this." He didn't argue. He followed her inside, closed the door, and showed her exactly how much he loved her with every touch, every kiss, every whispered promise in the dark. 3 months later, Zara's life had transformed in ways she never imagined. Her grandmother had settled into the penthouse, claiming she was too old to go back to Atlanta, and that someone needed to keep Seok Jin honest. She'd become an unexpected ally, teaching him to make her famous peach cobbler while he taught her Korean phrases. The Cheong family had indeed fractured after that night. Seok Jin had eliminated their leadership, offered their lower-level members a choice: join the Kwon organization or leave the East Coast entirely. Most had chosen to join. The rest had disappeared. Zara had returned to work at the nursing home, though now she arrived in a Mercedes with a driver. Her co-workers knew better than to ask questions. She saved lives during the day. At night she came home to a man who'd killed to protect her. It should have felt wrong, instead it felt right. "You're thinking too hard." Seok Jin emerged from his office, finding her on the balcony overlooking the river. He wrapped his arms around her from behind, chin resting on her shoulder. "Just processing." She leaned into him. "How did we get here?" "You opened a door." "I fell through it." His lips brushed her neck. "Best decision you ever made." Cocky. Confident. He turned her in his arms. I have something for you. If it's more designer clothes, it's better. He pulled a small box from his pocket, not jewelry-sized, key-sized. Zara's pulse quickened as he opened it, revealing a single key on a simple chain. This is to the house I bought in Alpine, he stated. 5 bedrooms, pool, yard for when we have kids. When? Optimistic planning. His smile was soft. I'm asking you to build a life with me, Zara. A real one. Not just shared space and protection. Marriage, family, forever. You're proposing with a house key? I'm proposing with a future. He took her hand. I know I'm not safe. I know my world is dangerous, but I swear to you I will spend every day making sure you never regret choosing me. Zara looked at this complicated man, who'd crashed into her life bleeding and desperate, who'd shown her parts of herself she didn't know existed, who'd killed for her, fought for her, loved her with an intensity that still took her breath away. Yes, she whispered. Yes? Yes to the house. Yes to the future. Yes to forever. She cupped his face, the tiger tattoo stark against his neck. Yes to you. He kissed her then, deep and claiming. When they broke apart, he pressed his forehead to hers. You belong to me now, he murmured, the phrase from the title she'd seen on his desk, the one about possessiveness and claiming. She smiled against his mouth. I belong to me first, she corrected, but I choose to belong with you. With me. He repeated it, like testing the words. I like that better. Good. Because I'm not some possession to be owned. No. His eyes burned. You're the woman who saved me in every way possible. The woman I'd burn the world down for. The woman I love more than my own life. Dramatic. True. He lifted her hand, slid the key onto her finger like a ring. Marry me, Zara Bennett. Make it official. Make it forever. Are you asking or telling? Begging? She laughed, the sound full of joy. Then yes, 1,000 times yes. Behind them, her grandmother cleared her throat. About time. I was starting to think you'd never ask her properly. Seok-jin turned, keeping Zara tucked against his side. You knew? Baby, I knew the day you brought me back from Brooklyn, the way you looked at my grandbaby. Like she hung the moon and stars. Her grandmother smiled. That's a man in love. Took you long enough to say it proper. I'm trying to be honorable. You're a crime boss, little late for honor. But her tone was fond. But you're good to her. You protect her, you respect her, that's all I can ask for. I'll spend my life earning your trust, Seok-jin promised. See that you do. She turned to Zara. You sure about this, baby? This life? I'm sure about him, Zara replied. The life comes with the man, and I choose both. Her grandmother nodded, satisfied. Then I suppose I need to start planning a wedding. You want traditional or... Nana, we just got engaged 2 minutes ago, which means we're already behind schedule. She headed back inside. I'm calling your cousins, they'll want to know. After she left, Zara buried her face in Seok-jin's chest, laughing. Your life is about to get very complicated. It got complicated the moment I knocked on your door. He tilted her face up. Best complication I ever had. Smooth talker. Truth teller. He kissed her again, slow and sweet. I love you. I love you too. She traced the tiger on his neck. My dangerous, protective, surprisingly sweet crime boss. Just yours. Just mine, she agreed. And looking out over the city, wrapped in the arms of the man she'd saved, and who'd saved her right back, Zara knew she'd made the right choice. It wasn't safe, it wasn't simple, but it was real. And real was better than perfect any day. 6 months later, Zara stood in front of the mirror in the Alpine house, her wedding dress a vision of white silk and lace. Her grandmother fussed with her natural hair, styled in an elegant updo with small flowers woven through. You look beautiful, baby. I look terrified. That's just love makes you crazy. Her grandmother stepped back, eyes shining. Your mama would be so proud, even if she'd probably have some words about you marrying a criminal. Zara laughed. Probably. But she'd also see how happy he makes me. That he does. A knock at the door. That's your cue. The ceremony was small. Seok-jin's family, cousins and associates who'd become like brothers, filled one side. Zara's friends and family filled the other. Two worlds colliding, merging. When she walked down the aisle, Seok-jin's expression stole her breath. Love, wonder, possession, all of it blazing in his dark eyes. They spoke their vows in English and Korean, blending their cultures like they'd blended their lives. When the officiant pronounced them married, Seok-jin kissed her like she was oxygen and he'd been drowning. At the reception, held in their backyard under string lights, Zara's grandmother pulled her aside. "I know this isn't a traditional path," she said, "but watching you two together, that's real love. The kind that weathers storms, the kind that lasts. Because of, despite, all of it." Her grandmother squeezed her hand. "You found someone who sees all of you and loves every part. That's rare, hold on to it." Later, as they danced under the stars, Seok-jin pulled her close. "No regrets," he murmured against her ear. "Not one." She looked up at him, this man who'd become her everything. "You, only that I didn't find you sooner." He spun her gently. "I love you, Mrs. Kwon." "I love you, Mr. Kwon," she smiled. "Though professionally, I'm keeping Bennett. I'd expect nothing less." His hand traced her spine. "You're still you, that's what I love most." Around them their families celebrated, Korean and black, legal and illegal, traditional and modern, all of it messy and complicated and perfect, because love wasn't about being safe. It was about choosing someone despite the danger. It was about opening a door at 2 a.m. and changing both your lives forever. It was about a black woman who saved a Korean Mafia boss from death and the life they built together in the aftermath. And no one could have expected how beautifully it would all turn out.